Dougie is the most loyal of friends since the first time I met him in 1980 while shopping at the Westward Ho Market in Westwood, California. As I tended to do then, I was dressed in leather from head to toe. Leather was my uniform for everything, including a trip to the grocery market. It didn't matter that it was scorching hot outside. I was there, lost in the supermarket, dressed in leather with my hair dyed blue. I was buying eggs. This fellow came walking behind me and said, "Before you buy those eggs, you should really open the carton and look inside to make sure they are not cracked." I stared at this guy and said, "Really? I don't give a damn. I'm sure they'll be fine." He reached into my cart and opened the eggs. "I'm helping you. You don't know it, but I live in your building. My name is Douglas William Powell." He was a beautiful-looking guy with a precision haircut. I asked him what he did. He replied, "I cut hair." I said, "No way. Listen, I live with Terry Bozzio, and our band is doing a movie tomorrow called Lunch Wagon. Can you come by and cut Terry's hair? I'll pay you." He said, "I guess I could." We checked out together and went home to the same building. He lived on the same floor as Terry and me, 10,989 Rochester Avenue, on the corner in Westwood across from the park. Warren lived downstairs. I would frequent the park to jump rope. Dougie would come and take photos. He was a dynamite photographer. After that, we spent almost every day together. I hired him immediately. Everything I did, I would throw him cash. Dougie was a partner in crime. He became my right-hand man, my buddy, my go-to person. He cut and dyed my hair. We made all my concert outfits together, all those outrageous outfits. He helped me with the drills. We made outfits out of coconuts. We went shopping one day and bought 40 coconuts. We were outside the studio splitting coconuts in the driveway while we were making Spring Session M. Warren was yelling at me because Ken Scott wanted me to come back into the studio. "What are you doing?" I told him I had to make this outfit out of coconuts because we had a big gig coming up at Magic Mountain Amusement Park, and the coconuts kept cracking unevenly. We couldn't even get one even. We tried a saw, a chisel, and finally, after a couple of hours, we got two perfect coconut halves to make the coconut bra. Dougie helped me put all my outfits together, mostly at a time when there was a lack of funds to buy proper cloth and notions. One night, we were set to play the famous Whiskey A Go-Go Club on the Sunset Strip, and I had nothing to wear and no money. I told Dougie to take a poster off the wall. I grabbed some spare plastic and pulled some tubing out of the fish tank. We used crazy glue to put it all together. We tied it on me and went to the whiskey, and I did the concert. We made brilliant history together. All my plexiglass clothes, he helped make those. After the shows, we would come home and stay up all night cooking pasta. After Terry and I broke up, Dougie moved in with me. He would take me to all the important places I had to go. In the mornings, he would serve me tea in bed from a silver tea set my mom bought at Bergdorf Goodman. He treated me like a princess. He loved me. I loved him. He would sneak guys, his lovers, into the bathroom windows of the houses we shared. He did anything he could to help. He never let my feet step in a puddle. He loved me since the first moment he helped me with my eggs. I know that even at the end of my life, Dougie will be there for me. There are a zillion people in this world. Out of all of them, the great Douglas William Powell found me. I am lucky, always covered by the universe. Dougie would go anywhere with me, even on a rainy day. He put up with so much shit with me. One time I told him, "Let's go." "We are taking a cab to Orange County." He asked, "What for?" I told him, "We're buying a Bugatti." He asked, "What the fuck is a Bugatti?" I told him, "You'll see." It was pouring rain outside. The already long cab ride became longer. Where it should have taken about an hour to travel the 52 miles to the OC, instead it took close to 2 hours. We finally got to the house of the guy selling sports cars, and the rain was coming down in sheets, lightning, thunder. It was one of those wretched storms that everyone hides inside from. The guy let us in. He was a big burly guy and had needed to sell the car because it no longer fit. I told him, I've got the cash. $15,000, and I want the car. He took us into the garage, and there it was, this beautiful canary yellow Bugatti. I fell in love on sight and said, I'll take it. The guy who was selling the car said, Okay, but do you have a tow truck or a flatbed to drive it back to Hollywood? I said, Why would I need a truck? I'm going to drive it back to LA. He looked at me cross-eyed. He then said, Excuse me, ma'am, but it's pouring rain out and this car doesn't come with a roof. It's topless. He suggested we call a tow truck or flatbed to drive it to LA. I have this wad of cash in my pocket and I want this car. This pristine canary yellow Bugatti with 24-karat gold wheels and trim, little tiny windows, no roof, and 2 little bucket seats. It was just waiting for me and Dougie to jump in and fly. I was jumping out of my skin. I loved the car so much. I said, Dougie, let's go. I gave the guy the $15,000 in cash and then Dougie said, Dale, there is no roof. I paused, told him he was right, and asked the seller if he had a couple of empty cardboard boxes we can wear on our heads, or maybe an umbrella, some plastic wrap, or a tarp. I asked him, Can you throw in some boxes and a tarp for free? Maybe some grocery bags? It was a 2-hour drive, 52 miles back to Hollywood. The guy counted out the money. I asked him for a raincoat. He got some plastic trash bags. Then he told me there was another problem. The gas tank only fits 3 gallons of gas at a time. Dougie, who is still trying to talk sense into me, said, We won't even get halfway to LA with 3 gallons of gas. The guy gave us a plastic container with 5 gallons of gas in it. He told us, Before you get to empty, pull over and put half the bucket in. Then when it gets low again, stop at a gas station, fill the car's tank, and refill the container. Then you can keep going. Okay, I was now the proud owner of a 3-gallon tanked, no roof having yellow Bugatti sports car. Dougie and I jumped in, and as the guy opened up the garage door, I turned to Dougie and said, Don't worry, I've got this. We tore out of the garage and drove in the pouring rain all the way to LA, covered in trash bags with boxes on our heads. I believe everyone should have a Dougie. He was my true partner in crime. I was the good one. He was the bad one. I told you I could never steal anything, going back to my sorority hazing at Woolworths where I was forced to steal a Milky Way. I could never steal. Not even the towel from a hotel. Dougie used to do that for me, no problem. We would be on tour and I would say, That's a really nice towel in there at the Helmsley Palace. He would say, Yup, I saw that. I would add, It sure would look nice in my apartment in LA. And Dougie would do the deed. You got to love it.